Hello Pisces, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Pisces for the month of October. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Bit of a chaotic start here, so let's go ahead and get one more shuffle in. I do hope you're doing well. Hope things are going good for you, Pisces. I am using many decks in this reading. I'm using the Gilded Tarot, the Rider-Waite Tarot, the Prism Oracle deck, as well as the Kipper Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. All right, so we did get the Tower here that popped out at the beginning of this reading, and we have it coming back in. So probably an important message in this reading. It's also in the corner. I'll tell you why you shouldn't be afraid of the Tower as we go along. Take a couple of these Oracle cards here. Do hit the like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. All right, let's get these Oracle cards out here and we'll get right into it. All right, energy on the bottom. You have the Nine of Wands. So start of the show for this month so far. I'm halfway through the readings, and many people have been getting the Nine of Wands. Okay, this is a time. This is a time to persevere. Okay, we're not at the home stretch yet of 2022, right? We're looking at October. You know, we've got October, November, December, right? We're not quite at the home stretch, but we're getting there. Okay, we're getting there. We only have a few more months left, and I feel like maybe it is the home stretch. Who knows, right? Who knows how you know, the year's coming to a close pretty soon, sooner than I think. Sooner than it feels like, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. But with this Nine of Wands, you know, this says that you've got a little bit to go. That's what I'm trying to communicate. You've got a little bit to go, Pisces. Came out the wrong way, but that's what I'm saying here. And the worst thing you could do is to give up when you get the Nine of Wands. And I think that is sort of coming in for the collective at this time, which is like, it feels like a couple more pushes, final push, couple more pushes, and you know, we're getting there, right? We're getting there. And I think for you, this is a theme in this reading. I want to get like where this theme might be playing out in your life. You know, if I'm just looking here, Pentacles, Swords. So it's like probably in the areas of communication, or this could also be in something connected to your finances, where it's like, or your material situation, which that could refer to the home. It could refer to if you're studying something, academia. It could refer to, you know, money situations. Swords can talk about your thought process, your thoughts, generally communication. And so these are the areas where, you know, you might need a final push at this time. So let's just get some more messages here. So in the overall situation, you have the Six of Swords, and the Six of Swords represents going through a transition. Okay, this is being guided forward and guided along your journey. This person knows they're going somewhere, but they're not sure where they're going yet. They are just allowing the moon, the light of the moon, to guide them wherever it is that they need to go. And most importantly, they are ready to leave the pain of the Five of Swords behind them. And they're really embracing something new in their life. They're ready to go through a transition. And they're ready to go through a rite of passage to somewhere new. And so for you, it's like, this, I think, is connected to some news that you might be getting here, or an event that might be happening. The reason I think that this is connected to a news or an event is because at the beginning of the month, you have the Page of Swords, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles. So pages represent news or invitations, opportunities, offers. The Knights represent events, okay? And so you have one or the other or both happening here at the beginning of the month. The Page of Swords can say that there's maybe news of delay or disappointing news. There might be something that's just not moving along as quickly as you'd hoped, especially because you have this Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands like I said, is about the final, getting through the final leg or the home stretch of something and going the distance. And so this Page of Swords can connect to the idea or the concept of time and time delays. Actually, the same is true with the Knight of Pentacles, which the Knight of Pentacles is like, there's an element of time associated with this card as well, which is like to say that the Knight of Pentacles brings about rewards into one's life, but rewards that are born out of hard work and out of less about luck. And the Knight of Pentacles says that you are getting results and rewards based on all of the work that you've put into something, okay? And so this is not a lottery win when you get the Knight of Pentacles. This is effort and energy, getting results or leading to results for yourself. And so both cards can indicate the passage of time or time being required. You requiring to put time into something. And what's really interesting is in between both of these cards is that you have this Ace of Pentacles here. The Ace of Pentacles is some type of new beginning in finances. It's getting a new start on something. It is planting a seed. It is definitely seed energy. And it can say that you're making a sale, you're making a purchase, you're doing something in the financial realms that leads to a new beginning. It's definitely a nice card. It can also refer to like new contracts that you may be, or agreements that you may be entering into at this time when you get this Ace of Pentacles. So, listen, I feel like I know I'm going to sound like I'm repeating myself because I am, but this new beginning here is coming. Okay, this is coming. But the time between now and the outcome is unknown. And so the worst thing you could do is just put yourself out of the game. You don't want to pull yourself out of the game yet, okay? Pisces, it's time to stay in the game. Okay, it's time to stay in the game at this time because this new beginning is coming. Now, in the middle of the month, you have the Seven of Swords, Six of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles here showing up. All right, so the Six of Swords we've talked about at length now. This can suggest you just going to new places. Like I've said, transitioning into something else. You might be making a career transition. Maybe you've worked in construction your whole life, and now you want to be an artist, or something like this. Or you may be taking skills that you have and putting them on YouTube, or you might be doing something else in your life here. You might be trying something new, doing something new here at this time, and making some career transitions in your life. This is connecting here with this idea of the Two of Pentacles, which is a change, okay? The Two of Pentacles represents change. It says that there are, some decisions that are weighing heavy on your mind. This person's kind of going back and forth on something. They're weighing all of the options, but it's also potentially a financial change. By default, it's a good change. It is next to the Knight of Pentacles here. You may not see this coming. The thing is, this change is going to maybe, the way that this change happens might be related to you walking away from something here, as you have this Eight of Cups showing up. And so that could certainly be on the table for some of you here, okay? Like as you walk away, obviously this change is being initiated, especially because you have this transition energy. But the idea, I guess what I'm trying to say is if you are stagnant or complacent at this time, it's probably not going to really serve you well here, okay? You have the Seven of Swords, which is like, listen, time to take a clever approach, okay? This person is not going through the front door, okay? They're stealing swords, they're taking the back door exit. And you better believe that they had a game plan before stealing these swords. And so, yes, this can be a card of deception. Yes, it can be a card of, backstabbing. I don't like this card. However, there are always positive meanings as well, which is, in this case, this is like you getting clever here, okay? If you've been doing the same thing over and over and over again, it's time to switch it up. It's time to switch it up. And I feel like you can do that without taking yourself out of the game. Remember, I said don't take yourself out of the game yet, but your approach might have to change, okay? Your approach might have to change. Do I feel like I said this to you in another reading recently? I might have said this to you in another reading, but I get the sense that right now complacency is not going to really help you out. That's normally the case, but for sure at this time. Now, towards the end of the month, you have the Tower, the Moon, and the Eight of Cups here. All right, so this Tower card popped out when I was shuffling. I don't take pop-outs, but when it comes back in, when I deal the cards, this is definitely something that is to be highlighted. Now, here's the thing, the Tower, it can represent surprises. It can represent things collapsing. Okay, it's a house of cards falling. It's something that you thought was stable that actually isn't stable. And when you think about it, that is a blessing in disguise. Okay, there are no doors on this Tower, which means that this person never had a way out of getting out of the Tower before, and they now do. They now have a way out of this situation in their life. And you can really view the Tower as some type of blessing in disguise energy. Okay, so this idea of the Tower here, this is about, maybe something coming to a close or something surprising here happening for you. But it always leads you to the path of the star. And it always, in most cases, the Tower illuminates something that we need to know. Actually, that's the idea of the Tower. It illuminates something that we need to know. And the thing is, if there's something in your life that's unstable, why would you want to stay there? Why would you want to stay there? Because eventually, it's going to collapse eventually, right? You might as well rip the Band-Aid. I mean, I'm just being totally real with you. You might as well rip the Band-Aid and, get on with it, is kind of what I feel like. That's the idea of the Tower here. And so there's a change to your approach. There's a clever approach that maybe you may need to have here, but you can do that and also not take yourself out of the game. Okay? The Moon says that, there's maybe something that's not as it appears in your life. There's something that you need some clarity around. And the Eight of Cups is you walking away, right? It's you walking away. I know it's a bit of a convoluted message because I'm like, stay in the game. I'm telling you to stay in the game. And I'm also saying to change your approach. And now you have this walking away energy. But it's like, how do I say this? It's like you're walking away from the way that you've been playing the game. Okay, the way that you've been playing the game is changing. Okay, you're walking away from the old way of playing the game, and you're moving towards a new way to play the game. That's what I'm trying to say. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at these 3 oracle cards here. Nice. So look at this. So you have trust, sweetness, and fear. If I look at this fear card, you can't really see what's on the other end of this door, can you? So the idea here is open the door. The door's half open. It's cracked open. You never know what's on the other side of the door, but fear will prevent you from seeing what's on the other side your whole life. And so it's this idea of changing the way that you play the game, Pisces, is the real message here. You have this trust card with sweetness. So, you got the double heart symbolism here showing up. This is going to sound super cliche, but when you're following your heart, you rarely can go wrong, okay? It's like it almost never fails. And so trust that you know which direction to go for yourself here, Pisces, and do the best that you can to just open the door, to simply open the door for yourself. Okay, the door could get blown open here for you. I'm telling you that right now with the Tower and the Moon. The door could get blown open here, and you should trust that you can handle that, because you can. You can. Let's see what we have here. So you have imprisonment, judication, and sudden wealth. Interesting. This connects to legal situations. There could be a sudden update in, I don't know, a lawsuit. If this is something that you're going through right now, there could be just an update here, or something connected to the law in some ways. But I also feel like there is a surprise in this month, okay? I don't know what this is around. It's hard to say. All I know is that you are changing the way that you play the game. You're not giving up. You're keeping yourself in the game. You have this community card. There could be other people involved here. You could be getting online or on social media. But you're not giving up. You're not taking yourself out of the game. You're simply walking away from the way that you used to play the game. Well, let's go ahead and let's start to clarify the situation. Now, I do appreciate you being here. Thank you for spending your time with me. Hope things are going well. Please do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow. So you have the 10 of Cups, the Hierophant, and the 8 of Swords here showing up in the clarifications. So the 10 of Cups, that connects to the family, potentially the family unit. The Hierophant is anything that's traditional, so this can be marriage. But it can also be your workplace, okay? It can also be your workplace. It could be higher education. The 8 of Swords is about your mindset, okay? Your mindset at this time. This person is really stuck in the mud. They're stuck in the mud. And they're stuck in the mental mud, okay? They have a way of getting themselves out, but they can't see it. In fact, the solution's right there, but they are having a hard time seeing the solution to their problem. But it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, right? So this is really connecting here to this idea of you're not out of the game, you're changing the way you play it. Changing your strategy, okay? You have the Chariot, you have the 8 of Wands, and you also have the the 9 of Swords. So there is something here with there's something connecting to anxieties for you with the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. 9 of Swords is the mental health card from my perspective. And this person's like literally just like in the middle of a nightmare. It is interesting. I think this is like, they're like devil. There's like a devil or a demon here, like under the bed, indicating that, I don't know, this is the way I'm taking it, indicating that they've got like nightmares. Okay, they've got nightmares. They've got challenges to work through in their mind. And this is also connecting to this 8 of Swords, which is some of you, you're really, really going back and forth. With the 2 of Pentacles, you're really weighing all the options here at this moment. The 8 of Wands, I love to see here for you. It's sort of like the sudden wealth card. 8 of Wands, something can suddenly change, and it's for the better, okay? It didn't come out, I don't read reversals, but it's not a delay. It's something changing for the better, and you have it there with the Chariot. The Chariot is another card that indicates movement. 8 of Wands, Chariot can both indicate movement in one's life. And so it can also indicate just victories and good news coming in. So there is something that's changing here. You have the 5 of Wands, you have the Judgment card, and you also have the Hanging Man. Yep, you have to just let go, okay? The Hanging Man, this is somebody who's wishy-washy, okay? They are stuck in between two worlds, and they're stuck in a pattern. Like I've said, stagnancy or I should say complacency, if you feel stagnant, not gonna work. Not gonna work at this time. Just totally blunt reading for you. That's just my honest truth that I feel. Complacency is not gonna work. Judgment says, be ready to accept higher guidance and be ready to accept your karma. Your karma is your actions. Okay, that's it. That's simply what karma is. It's the accumulation of your actions. And so it doesn't mean you're stuck with your karma forever. You're not. You're definitely not stuck with your karma forever. But, this is like you evaluating yourself and seeing what it is that you need to do to work through some actions that you've taken. And you can do that. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Queen of Cups. Trust yourself. Okay, trust your intuition. Remember, trust. So, thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. I'll see you in the next reading.